Now it's recording.
Because it's that
Yeah.
light right there, right?
Now it's recording. Like with Joe, I told him, I was like, this is just a conversation. Like, I just want to know who you are as an artist or whatever. And then I usually just double back and write it in my own words.
Right.
But that proved to be more difficult, and I was just being fucking lazy. So it just changed to just be like a question and answer type interview.
Right.
But it pretty much gives the same meaning off. It's just what's different is that instead of it being paraphrased by my words, it's just his words.
Direct.
Direct. That'd have been, obviously I had to edit it to make it cohesive and coherent, because when you talk, it's different than like when you write. So I had to change it up. But yeah, most times when I talk to people, when I tell people I want to talk to them, I just tell them it's just a conversation.
Yeah.
Because most people, when you tell them this is an interview, they get nervous or well, shit, I don't know if I should say this or I should say that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just say, it's just talk to me like nobody's here, like nothing's here. And then, I'll go on the other end and make you look good, make you sound good.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was telling one of the homies.
Most people are very worried about what they say. Not me. Like I used to have a podcast, and the thing that I had stressed on the podcast with the people I was doing it with was just full transparency. Like,
okay, right.
There's, it's funny because we were so brand new. Not many people listened to us, or not many people of power listened to us. So we would say a lot of shit where, like, if we were in a different atmosphere,
It'd go all bad.
It might have gone bad. You know what I mean? It might have gone bad. Like my friend Mo, who I shared the space with, he's told plenty of stories about himself that were like, bro, what the fuck do you say? Like, what are you doing?
Right.
I'm not gonna repeat them here, just because those are his stories to tell.
Sure.
If you want to know, doing dope shit on YouTube, I don't know what episode. You gotta watch them all. But he says shit, and like we live our lives on being fully transparent.
Right.
But there is a sense of going on somebody else's show and having to conform what you say to fit what they say, because some people might walk the politically correct line and don't talk about certain aspects or certain this or certain that, and it's like, well, shit, I want to come on your show and give my opinions out, and now we can't show the episode because same thing that happened with like Kanye and Nori. Like Kanye went on Nori, said what he said on somebody else's platform, and they couldn't put it out because it's like, all right, well, even though we don't believe the things he says, like whatever he says was too radical, so we just don't even want to step in that pot.
And they did put it out too. That's the crazy part.
They put it out, and they took it down just because everybody else was like,
tripping hard.
Yeah, everybody else was like, we'll put it out, but then like, nah, we're not gonna do it. I don't know, man. Recently, I mean, Kanye will always and forever be my favorite person outside of my family and friends and shit, but like just favorite influence. So for always will be my favorite influence, no matter what he says. I've come to realize as a Kanye fan / stan, my man does not know how to speak. He'll say what he's thinking, but he won't say it in a way where other people accept it, which is fine. You don't need to. It's your opinion.
Right.
But at the same time, it gets tiring a little bit on my end to just hear him say the same old,
or just some wild,
out the window shit. And it's just like, all right, bro. Now, all 15 of my friends are hitting me up. Hey, man, what does Kanye mean by this? Or defend this, or talk about this, and it's just like.
Now you feel like you have to defend them every single time.
I can and I will. I usually do. I just don't. It gets tiring, but I still do it.
And that's why I like Joe Rogan too, because he can get introspective, but he's just not always relatable. I think that's what it is. Like, so it's kind of hard to kind of like always be listening to that. So that's why I've been leaning heavy on the Joe Buttons, on the Drink Champs, more recently back on Fig and Ace Boys and stuff like that. But it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's a weird thing to kind of think about, I guess. Which in like kind of thinking about it, it's like, who cares? Yeah. It's just content at the end of the day.
But nowadays, content can get you canceled.
I know.
Which is fucking
it's terrible.
Content is king. You know what I mean? Like, you literally can't do anything for yourself in this life without putting this shit on the fucking internet. I mean, personally, I feel like I don't have any opinions that are cancel worthy. Like, I don't have
Are you sure?
I mean, like I said,
we can put that to the test.
No, we can. I'm down. Cause listen, man, I've been in a seat like this before, talking about this. Like, I remember when I had my own podcast, we had a whole conversation about Lil Nas X.
Okay.
And then the guest we had was my friend Leah, who's a part of the LGBTQIA. We were sitting there talking, and to be honest, we felt in order for us to be able to speak our minds, if we had somebody representing the community there, it gave us a pass to say what we wanted to say.
Because they can kind of counter if they need to or whatever.
Because if they was cool with it, then they should be cool with it.
Which I don't think it always works.
It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Like I said, luckily at the time we weren't really anybody, so nobody really saw it. But like I said, we didn't say anything that was outlandish. You know what I mean? Right. So I don't think I have any personal opinions where if I said it out loud, and I probably do, I just can't think of it right now. No, people would be like, "Yo, bro, chill the fuck out with that."
No, yeah, and I think, right, like you said, I think we need just kind of have a discussion, like you said, for a show, and just have people just kind of express how they feel, because, like, same with me, I don't feel like I have anything that's cancel worthy, but. Like, you just never know.
I mean, yeah, see, look, those are just physical thoughts. Right. And we talk about actions.
Yeah.
I got a lot of shit.
Because it's not like we're spewing hate speech or anything like that, you know? So it's like, I feel like, but you never know how the other people are going to react, you know?
Right.
Or the other communities, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I've done in my personal life that I felt like at a certain point of my up-and-coming career, if it were to get out to light, I'd have to take a break, you know, for a while because they'd be like, bro, what the fuck was this man on? You know, so like I said, I don't think I have any words. And even like in the past, because, you know, like another thing people are doing is like digging in like your past and like going through Twitter and Instagram. I think
that's so stupid.
It's fucking dumb because like who I was last week ain't the same person I was this week.
Especially if you're trying to progress.
That's what I'm saying. Especially if you're trying to progress, which everybody fucking is.
I would hope. I don't know. I mean, maybe
everybody. If Tyler the Creator could progress into what he is now from what he was 15 years ago, everybody can. But like I said, I don't think I have anything. I don't think I've ever tweeted anything that
you're trying to think.
I mean, I probably tweeted somebody's gay or some shit, and it wasn't gay, but
right.
I don't know.
But even then, like,
who has it?
Right. Even back then, like, saying like, I don't know that word. It wasn't even against that community. It was just saying like.
It had nothing to do with. It had nothing to do with that. But I mean, I understand the outrage. A little bit, you know.
And with Tyler, I mean, Tyler's a little weird, right? Because he is bisexual, right? As far as I know.
Mean, yeah, he said it enough in his music.
Frank Ocean was like,
but nobody. He's never really said. I mean, yes.
Right,
yes,
because
yes,
from something that I don't know where I heard it from. I've heard it a couple times when I was growing up, whatever. It's like the people that diss and say like that F word, like the heaviest.
What F word?
I'm not about to say that. It rhymes with maggot. It rhymes with maggot. You can fill in the rest. You know what I mean?
Technically, it's just a cigarette. You know? If we're in the UK, it's just a cigarette.
Is that what it's called over there?
Like a fag, not the whole word.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I still wouldn't say that.
Disclaimer. Right, we talk about cigarettes.
But it's like the people that would always like talk shit about that community are usually like hidden. Like in the closet hiding type of thing, you know? And I guess that was kind of the thing with Tyler, I guess.
I mean,
because he was going ham.
That shit don't work for everything.
For sure.
Because it's like, all right, like you said, if somebody says the gay word. Says you're gay or whatever, you know, the argument is, oh, well, you are gay because you use it or whatever.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of people that say the N-word, and it's like, it don't work like that. Like, you not.
We're going to get into that.
You're not a closet right. Nigga if you say it. So it works some ways, and I can see it. You know, I mean, self-hate and all that.
Right. You're trying to like reject it or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably an aspect. There's probably a couple people out there who fall under that category, but it's just, you know, coming from 15 years ago, 10 years ago, we lived in a world where nobody really cared too much about anything.
Right.
You know, it's not until the last maybe 10 years where social justice reform is on the mouths of every individual, no matter small, tall, Asian, fat, white, doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants their recognition in the world, which is fine. Absolutely 100% fine. Mm-hmm. There is a point, though, where it's doing too much.
Right, for sure.
You know, there's a point where it's just, all right, man, you're just saying that to say it. It's not really like, there's no validity to what you're saying, you know?
Well, I'm going to touch on the N-word eventually in a little bit, but, okay, so, because the whole, like, that whole community, they're saying, like, you know, then they should all be equal, and then, like, the cross-gendering now, people are, like, transitioning and stuff like that. it gets super tricky because then once you start getting into like the whole sports, the professional sports, have you seen what's been going on?
Yeah. I just seen somebody,
that's
a trans woman in UFC fight. She like
fracture the girl's head.
Yeah,
yeah. Like that's kind of like,
that's
and that's
crazy.
That's not the first time it happened.
Yeah,
and it's trippy because now some of the podcasts like I've been listening to before, they're like super critical about that, but now like they're kind of moving to like, well, you guys asked for this. You guys asked for this. Let's all be inclusive, and well, we want to do the same thing, type of stuff. And it's like, well, this is what you're gonna get eventually, and it's tough. I mean, it is a fighting sport,
yeah.
so there is that level of intensity in there already, but it's like that's kind of like extreme.
See, in that case, I'm not a doctor, right? I'm not a doctor.
Me either.
I don't
Disclaimer.
practice medicine.
Yeah.
I don't know the inner workings of whatever, right? What my question would be is, just from my ignorance in the topic, is a lot of the people who transition, let's just take from man to woman, it's not simply just saying I'm a woman now, address me as such.
Right.
They go through certain procedures. They take
hormones and stuff,
right, to acquire as physically as they can that state. My question would be, for somebody like that who's taking hormones to alter their features, does that decrease does it decrease the capacity, what am I trying to say?
Maybe like the way they feel about themselves?
No, just like physically. Does it decrease their physical capacity to be stronger than a woman?
Okay, right,
that's what I meant. Like,
for sure.
Because men, whatever, we have testosterone, and that contributes to us building muscle and being, naturally physically stronger than women.
Right. As far as the
studies, I'm sure there's some women out there that could beat my ass. That's fine.
For sure.
But the capacity, naturally for me to be stronger is there, right? Does it fall in the same category to say that a man who's transitioning to be a woman, taking these hormones, does it decrease their natural ability to be stronger than women?
Right.
That's where I would see it.
Right.
See it as, because it'd be different if I was to jump in a ring with a natural born woman. I'm gonna be stronger than her. But if I'm taking hormones to suppress my testosterone levels and whatever,
does it make you weaker, like, type of thing?
Yeah.
And yeah, I definitely, like you said, we're not doctors, so I don't know.
That's the question that I would be asking.
And even it's not even UFC either, because the whole, like, there was a swimming thing where
everything.
That guy, like, the guy was like, he was ranked like 60 or some shit in the guys league, and then he transitioned
number one or some shit in the
breaking records and shit.
Yeah, breaking fucking Michael Phelps.
Like, come on, bro.
You see Joanna, man. It's like that's my only concern. Not concern, but question is like, all right, I see what you're saying. How it's unfair to women that men can transition and then
win their trophies that way.
Win their trophies, like even somebody like Bruce Jenner, who transitioned to be a woman and then won Woman of the Year.
That's kind of crazy.
Like, you're right after that shit.
That's kind of crazy.
Like, why?
And see, and perfect, because that kind of goes into like programming a little bit. Like, that's how I feel. Like
absolutely.
How does it go that? Like, how can you go that quick? Did she? I don't know. She, I guess now.
Yeah.
Did she really put in that work to be the Woman of the Year, or is it just because she was brave enough to make that transition, and now
absolutely
for the public to see it, and now she's like, okay, you're Woman of the Year because you made it public and you're a big figure, type of thing.
Yeah, because like I said, we're living in an age where nobody wants to get canceled. Everybody wants to be politically correct. So when a figure like Bruce Jenner makes that transition in such a public eye, everybody's quick to jump on the bandwagon and be like, all right, well, we're woke. We agree with the laws and all inclusivity and everything. So let's put this newly transitioned woman on the cover of a predominantly woman, an all-woman award.
It's a woman
which
magazine.
Is crazy. Like, listen, I agree. Like, all right, give people their respect to be whatever they want to be.
For sure, I do.
Right?
Too, yeah.
It's just there's certain things that just can't be done. It's
just kind of unfair to the actual women.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say, like, they've been doing it longer, but like
to the naturally born women.
Yeah, they were born women. So like, so it's like they've been that their whole lives, and they've already been going through the scrutiny of having to battle like, the whole wages discrepancy with women and men. Like, they've already been fighting all that. So it's like to kind of like throw that person in front of the line, basically. Like, she's done it all. Like she saved the women.
Yeah.
It's like all these other women that's really been doing shit. It's kind of like,
yeah, and it's funny because
off.
like I've before anybody gives a shit for our opinions, I've watched plenty of documentaries where there are trans women who agree with that. Like, all right, I'm a trans woman. That's what I am. I'm not a woman. I'm
right.
Trans women. So it's like it's just we live in a world right now where like everybody wants to be seen as they should, and
Yeah.
the receiving forces are so in tune with trying to be all inclusive. They forego any formalities of, all right, these are natural born women in these sports who have trained, who have worked hard to get where they are. Now here comes a man who transitioned into a woman who's probably physically stronger in every way. It's a cakewalk for them.
Yeah, for the most part.
For the most part, and it's just like, I mean, shit. Do women perform in men leagues? No.
I mean, no. I mean, there's a whole foot like in high school where maybe they let a girl be.
Yeah, right. But I'm saying, like, I don't know sports, but has there been any women in the NBA?
No, definitely not.
What do they do? They created the WNBA.
Yeah, right.
So they need to create the TNBA.
But it's like, okay, what if like a former any NBA player that wasn't getting no play in the NBA like transitions and now he's like dunking on all the females?
But like I think what would be fair is just like how they created the WNBA for women, they need a TNBA. Yeah. For maybe if there's enough people in the world who transition.
I was about to say that would be kind of tricky.
If there's enough people in the world that because even think about it, bro. They have the special leagues for people who have disabilities.
Right. Which that's not a disability, but like maybe.
I mean, I'm not saying that's not a disability, but I'm saying like for every walk of life that there are specific programs or outreaches, whatever, set up to cater to those
for
people.
that community.
Yeah, for that community.
And even then, I think I don't think there would be enough people to make a bunch of teams for a league, but maybe like have a co-ed league where there's men and women playing. I think that would
men, women, and everything in between.
I think that would be pretty.
Outside of that,
I think that would be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Like you have men and women, and you have a trans person in the mix too. And it's like, okay, well let's really see what's about to happen. Like, and kind of maybe not all men versus all women teams, but like kind of even it out on both sides. I think that would be pretty tight.
And then I hear people's counter argument as well. Why don't they just have a league for all black players or a league for all white players or a league for this or that? And it's like, I mean, once upon a time there was.
There wasn't.
But it's like, come on now. Let's just come on now.
That gets a little tricky too.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. Sure. It's a slippery slope, is what I'm saying.
For sure. Yeah.
Saying something like that or starting something like that is a slippery slope because then people will be making arguments for everything.
For sure. This podcast has been brought to you by today's sponsor, Gen X Sports Club. We don't have anything like this in town, but Gen X Sports Club is changing the game on how adults play sports. They're a new club offering soccer, basketball, and flag football, and all for adults, 18 and older. You don't even need a team to play. You can play individually. Just sign up for your membership and choose the times and dates you want to play and show up. It's all about playing with the community and having fun. It's like your own personal gym membership, but for sports. So I know a lot of you lazy people just go to the gym. It's not enough. You got to get more active out there. Play some sports. Get your lazy ass friends or, you know what I mean? Get up off the couch. Get up off the bed and go play some sports. Get active. And now back to our podcast. Just kind of like top off that topic a little bit. Like that, those arguments can kind of go on forever.
Yeah.
Because there's always new development. There's always new things.
Absolutely.
So like, I think if people want if they want to transition and they don't like what they are, like, I mean, do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to face the repercussions every now and then. But like, my only problem is like, just don't be trying to force it on other people type of thing. That's my only problem I have with that. I just don't agree, especially when there's the youth.
I was just about to bring that up.
That's when it gets tricky because we got kids. Like,
yeah, what's funny about that shit? I could see. It's so fucking weird about that because it's like, I don't know, how can I say this? A lot more kid shows or kid friendly content. You're starting to see a lot more like same sex couples and trans and this and that. And there's a lot more inclusivity. Probably said that wrong.
Inclusivity.
Inclusivity. Which is fine because like back in the day, we didn't think twice about a boy and a girl kissing or whatever. You know, even though that is still a problem. Yeah, it's still a problem. Like, I don't want my 5-year-old son watching a TV show where anybody's kissing. You know, and it's like if my son, who's 5, he's too young, in my opinion, to know what's going on. Mm-hmm. You know, if he sees two men kissing, is that going to influence him to be gay?
Right.
I don't want to see it, but
right.
It's like, does that influence him to be gay? And it's just like, I don't know. When there's an obvious agenda, right? Mm-hmm. Where that's what I'm saying. When there's an obvious agenda where it seems like, all right, they're blatantly trying to put this on our kids and influence our kids in this way, whatever it is, I don't like it.
I don't either.
I don't like it. I don't like it. But I can't really feel any kind of way about maybe seeing it here and there in the show or starting to see it more.
If it's like natural.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, this or that. But like I said, a lot of this kid shit that influences, it's not even influence the kids. It's influencing the parents, and then it affects them. Because, like, I've heard cases where, like, parents will take their 3, 4, 5, 6-year-old kid and physically transform them into something else.
Right. Yeah,
yeah.
For sure.
Where
like it affects the parents.
Yeah, where it's like, all right, the kid is way too young to even know what the fuck is going on. They're just listening to what their parents are doing.
And obviously they're going to listen to the parents.
Yeah, which is the shit that I don't fucking like, because it's like, bro, again, I don't know at what age you figure out what you want to be, but I can tell you what, my 5-year-old isn't old enough to even fucking put his own clothes on. You know, he's not old enough to get a bowl of fucking cereal.
So the whole, like, gender type of stuff is kind of like, why it shouldn't even be in there.
It's not even something that I would even entertain or show, because he's nowhere near old enough to make any kinds of decisions on his own.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. So, like, basically, in conclusion, like, we support that community. We fuck with y'all. We just don't fuck with the programming.
That's just, if there's an obvious agenda to try and change the shit, whatever it is, I don't fuck with it. But I can't knock you wanting to see, you know, little gay couple here and there, because it's like, all right, they're out there.
Right. And even not for nothing, like, even the other way around, like, I don't like the agenda when it's maybe the straight people either.
Exactly.
Like, it's just over-sexualizing something. It's it's still wrong on both ends.
It's really the over-sexualization of kid content that I don't fuck with.
Right.
Because, like I said, as a kid, you know, nothing influenced me to do anything because I saw it. It's just, all right, this is what's normal or what's not normal.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, do without Wilt. Basically,
I mean, like I said, I ain't got no issues with nobody with nothing. I just, it's my personal opinion that I say in my house. You don't like it, I don't like you.
This whole weekend, bro, like, I could not get away from the subject, and it was the whole the dollar bill. If we're gonna go paperless, and
I saw something about that too. They're trying to make a push to go paperless, and I think there's a country. Specifically, I don't remember.
There's a couple. So there's a couple countries, like Russia, China, like there's a good, like, a handful of them.
Yeah, that they're pushing to go paperless.
Yeah, they're moving away from the dollar bill, and they're trying to figure out a new currency.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is scary in a way, but at the same time, inevitable. Like,
I mean, everything will be automatic or paperless, or however you want to say, you know what I mean, wireless, eventually, because with the more and more we advance in our technology, and I'm already convinced that the powers that be, the technology they have access to is probably already 15 years ahead of what we have.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Right. Like, we can download movies wirelessly or have wireless phones or all this other shit. Whatever they have worked out is 15 years ahead, and just giving it to us little by little. But eventually, everything will come down to strictly just Apple Pay. You know, we don't accept dollar bills anymore.
Right.
It's just bing, here you go, bing, here you go. Or eventually we'll come to a point where we won't even have physical phones anymore. It'll just be like inbred. Have you ever seen Black Mirror?
I've watched some episodes. I don't think I've finished it yet.
Watch Black Mirror, because there's a few episodes in there where they do live in this technological society where everything is just
like digital,
but like embedded in your body. Like,
I think I've seen that one.
You have the ability to, like, look at all of your memories, like you're rewinding a fucking TV or some shit, or calling somebody. So yeah, like with the whole paperless dollar bill thing, I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. It always feels great to have a few dollars in your hand, but it's also a lot more convenient to just have your phone and scan and then be about your way. and it's cleaner too, more sanitary.
Yeah. Ironically, like it's funny because I never really thought about that type of stuff until like the whole COVID thing happened. It's like, bro, like we touch a bunch of shit and like switch off a bunch of shit. The only time I would think about that is like dollar bills with strippers. But it's
See, I was just about to bring that up. Yeah. The only real concern that we should be talking about is if we have no more dollar bills, is the fuck you go do at the strip club?
Okay, what if I scan and it's like there's a holographic dollars like?
Nah, that put people on blast. Fuck that.
That's hilarious. How long you think that trend is gonna last? I mean, it's already kind of dying out.
The BBL shit.
Yeah.
For as long as hip hop and social media is around.
You think we did that? You think hip hop did that?
Absolutely. Hip hop is hip hop is
we ain't
the
shit.
root. Hip hop is the root cause of all evils of of social media, pop culture, anything that involves any kind of anything.
The money.
I think hip hop is
making it rain.
Is because mind you, this is no talking down on hip hop. Sorry, I'm fucking know this right.
No, yeah, you good.
It's not to knock on hip hop because I love hip hop.
We love
my
hip-hop.
job thrives off of it, but I also understand how powerful hip hop is and how much it has influenced every aspect of social living thus far, which is fine. But yeah, I think nowadays there's a huge departure that, and now it's all about, all right, well, shit, what can I do to get $1?
Right.
You know,
or make it look like I got the $1.
Yeah, or make it look like I got $1. I mean, think about like a lot of these one-hit wonders, or a lot of these kids who are now getting rap careers off of social media fame.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean?
I hope that dies out pretty soon.
It's not, because social media, the demon that it is also necessary, right? Because they say, and not to tangent off of it, you know, it's just they say don't build your life off social media because that shit could be gone in an instant. I think about that shit all the time, you know, with me having the magazine and all this other shit. It's like, all right, well, I need to build an audience outside of social media. That way, if one day I wake up and my Instagram is gone, I still have all those people.
Core,
But at the same time, social media is a place where you are able to also build that and get people to look and then transition over.
Exactly.
So as long as that is in play, you're always going to have people who get popular off social media and then transition into trying to make a music career.
Right.
And those are the people, in my opinion, that discredit hip hop, because it's like, all right, you're not doing this because you love music, because you want to make music,
right?
Because you have some innate calling to be a poet or whatever. You're doing this shit because you see somebody else do it and they got a grill or a Hellcat and you want one. Yeah. So now you try and rap and this and that, and it makes it a lot easier nowadays with having something like auto-tune, where somebody like me who probably can't rap, I can fix my voice up to make this shit sound like anybody I want.
Yeah.
And even with this new AI technology.
Oh my God.
And that's a whole separate.
That could be a whole different
But it's
podcast,
like, you do have rappers who stay true to the whole conscious rap shit. But like, I don't mean to be long-winded, but I saw an interview by JID, right, who we can all kind of consider to be somewhat of a conscious rapper.
He teeters
this and that. But he even said, you know, he doesn't listen to anybody that raps like him. You know?
I don't think there is much rappers that rap like him.
But just he doesn't listen to any conscious rappers. Like, the few exceptions are people like Kendrick or J. Cole. You know, who... And
Kendrick hardly ever drops.
Yeah, but they're really good at what they do, so we're able to listen to it. And J. Cole's consciousness isn't so much, like, it doesn't so much go over people's head as it is just being relatable.
He's just being really direct.
Yeah, he's just being relatable about being broke or whatever. But yeah, I think there is a huge departure of hip hop, in that aspect.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, I mean, to kind of take it back to the essence of hip hop, I will agree with you. Like the blacks or whatever you want to call it.
That's socially incorrect. We like to be called men of
colors.
I'm fucking kidding with you.
It's funny because someone brought up something about like I heard it a while ago, like calling people African American, but it's like, does that really count? They've never been to Africa.
I mean, technically we are African American, bro.
But they say all of us are from Africa.
Just
so
call me fucking black, man. Like, that's what I am. Like, I don't like, most people don't care. Like, oh, just call me black.
Yeah, for sure. So it's like hip hop definitely started with the, I will say, the minority.
Not the blacks.
Yeah, no, it started with the blacks. So like, because
hip
hop is multiple elements, right? There's there's DJing, there's the
four elements.
Right. There's the breakdancing, there's the graffiti, and then the rap. The
MC,
rapping, yeah, emceeing, basically. Those are the four elements of hip hop, and that was the essence of it,
Right.
And it was all started in the neighborhood, obviously in the Bronx and in the neighborhoods, in the hoods, and it was like, obviously it wasn't just the blacks, because I'm not gonna say Mexicans, not all Latinos are Mexicans, so the Latinos were right there too, like
right.
It was just all a melting pot of culture, and it kind of blew up to what it is now. For sure, like it feels like it's going back to that whole programming thing. I feel like that's kind of been a thing in hip hop too, where it's like they're kind of trying to program us in a certain way, and maybe some of that, well, not even some, a lot of it is our fault, because we want some of that.
It is, because like, I don't know if you remember, was it last year before last year, they made an AI rapper.
That did not last very long.
It didn't last very long, as it should not. We should not have accepted that. Even this whole AI shit now, we should not accept that. But when they made the AI rapper, look at how they made him look.
Right. It's super like offensive. And I'm not even black.
Yeah, just look how they made him look. And it's like, all right, this is what they think rappers and kids want.
Right.
And they try, like you said, they try and make this agenda. All right, well, this is what rappers are supposed to look like. Mm-hmm. That's why we got people with colored hair and face tattoos, even though I have a face tattoo.
Right.
And all this other shit. It's like, there's there's an agenda that's being pushed in most cases, especially with the people who aren't even rapping, who are on the outside of it, where this is what's cool and this is what's not cool, and
this is how they all look, basically.
Yeah.
Or how we all look, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think what really threw it over, like, this is not what's happening, is because they're pushing it as a person of color from our culture.
Yeah.
And they were saying the N-word, and they were rapping all like that, and the whole time it was a white guy.
A few white people sitting behind a keyboard making these songs based off of, like you said, or like we've been saying, based off of
stereotypes. Which is kind of crazy. Did you see the whole thing with Logic?
Yeah.
Because that...
No, the reason
shit.
I don't fuck with Logic like that, bro, because I hate, like, this is another thing too, bro. If you're gonna say some shit, bro, stand on that.
Yeah.
Don't say, well, I said nigga because I'm half black and my dad is black, so I can say it. No, nigga, just say you want to say it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
That's another thing. Like, if you gonna say it, bro, say that shit and stand on it. Don't say, well, I can say it because I got friends that are black, or I grew up. Like, bro,
like, don't make it awkward.
Say it because you want to fucking say it, bro.
Yeah, like, and that's how I feel like I was trying to, like.
Doesn't mean you should say it, but if you gonna say it, stand on that shit.
Right, like, that's how I was trying to think about it, like me and the homie saying it, and then like Logic says he's half black. Obviously, we've seen his dad or whatever.
That his whole shtick is he's half black.
But it's like it's weird, because the whole thing with programming, the whole GPS community trying to push stuff, and the whole programming on the people. It's like it feels a little programming the way he's doing it. Like, first of all, he didn't have to do "Today Was a Good Day" cover and like say that. And then he didn't have to come back and double down on it. And he was saying it in front of his, like, I don't know if you watched the video, but he was like saying it with his dad. And you could tell his dad felt a little, like, his dad looked uncomfortable.
Like I said,
he was trying to force it.
Hip hop is such a powerhouse with influence. Everybody, even if you're in the hip hop community, wants to say it. Now, where it gets weird is when you do have those 4 white rappers like Lil Dicky, where they realize, like, all right, like, I'm in the hip hop community, but I'm not a part of the hip hop community in that way. Doesn't give me the right to say it. And that's fine, that's fine. Mm-hmm. But it's just, I don't know.
Do you give any credence to people saying, like the whites are guests in hip hop? How do you feel about that? Because then I'm gonna run down a couple of names after.
I don't have any feeling towards that.
For sure.
Because, like, somebody like Mac Miller,
exactly,
one of my favorite rappers ever, I have no issues with him rapping, but somebody like Eminem is, he's only the greatest because he's white,
Right.
He's only the greatest because he's white, but somebody like Mac is, well, no, he really is one of the greats because his fucking talent had nothing to do with him being white.
Exactly, and that's actually on one of my notes. Like, you personally, who do you feel like is the better artist of all time compared Eminem and Mac Miller?
like better.
I'm not saying rapper. I'm talking an overall. Including all the impact, including whatever you want to.
I mean, it has to go to Eminem because, in my opinion, is if M didn't come in the game to do what he did, to pave the road, to start the trend,
for sure,
we wouldn't have anybody else. Dickie wouldn't be here. Mac wouldn't be here. Yellow Wolf, which probably should have never been here.
Yeah.
G-Eazy.
I used to like Yellow Wolf too.
Yeah, G-Eazy wouldn't be here. Fucking Macklemore. Every other white person who feels like they should be in hip hop would not be here if Eminem didn't come in the door and say, "Hey, look, I'm white. I can rap. Accept me." And personally, I like Mac better.
I do too.
Subject content is just more relatable to me.
And he produces his own shit.
Yeah, it just artistry is just artistry, and that fact is better.
He's just a better artist.
M did create a way that nobody else would have been able to create for them to be here. So.
And he helped make some bangers, like some crazy bangers.
But I just, me and my friend were having this conversation the other day, bro. Eminem's music just doesn't, it doesn't scream top 5 to me.
Now listening, when I was a kid, it was like, oh, like this is amazing. But now I play it back, like I don't listen to no Eminem.
I feel like there's so many other rappers. It had nothing to do with him being white. It's just there's so many other rappers, even today, who I feel like are better rappers and artists who can rap better than Eminem, who aren't even considered to be a top anything. They're just better.
Right.
But I don't know what's the criteria to be a GOAT or a top 5 outside of longevity.
Right. And it's because I want to say who were those white guys that Beastie Boys. Because they came out before Eminem, right?
Yeah.
But it's like
even like they were still good, but it wasn't what we
They
needed.
weren't lyrically as great as Eminem.
Yeah.
And that also adding back to the whole the N-word. Eminem early on in his career, he was saying the N-word. There's clips of him
I think
performing
that's why he had beef with like Will Smith and shit.
Right. But it's like obviously you see who his team was, like it's fucking Dre and 50.
And see where he grew up and everything. So.
Right. So it's like I'm sure like I said, like they gave him the pass maybe, but it's like they probably told him too, like after a while, like, hey yo, but like to the whole consensus to the rest of the world, it might look a little off.
That's funny. I was in Sandrini's one day, a long time ago. Different life. I was there with a couple of my coworkers, and this white dude comes up to me like, "What's going on, nigga?" And I start tripping on him, bro.
That's crazy.
I said, "Bro, what the fuck?" Yada yada yada. I'm really about to beat bro's ass, but I had some help with calming my nerves down. I'm not gonna say what it was, but I had some outside influences. But he was like, "Oh no, it's okay, bro. My friend over here, he gave me a pass to say."
See, like that's
you know what I mean. And then that shit set me out, cause like, bro, all right, cool. If your bro over there gave you the pass, nigga, you call him that.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
That's kind of
You don't call me that. Then he was like, "Well, my name is so." I said, "Bro, I don't give a fuck if you tell me your name. You still don't know me."
Right.
Like, bro, that's just the thing. It's like
that seems like forced. Like you're
not everybody's cool with that, regardless of whatever their understanding is. Exactly. Not everybody's cool with that.
Exactly.
I'm kind of not cool with it, but I also understand, and I'm educated in a way where it's like, all right, unless they're saying, it to me in a derogatory way, or saying it in excess, or giving excuses of why they think they have the right to say it, I don't trip.
Right.
Like I said, yo, bro, he said it. I didn't say nothing.
Right.
There's a girl on my job. I didn't hear her say it, but people were like, "Oh, she said it," and then she said, "Well, my baby daddy's black, so I can say it." That's the kind of shit that infuriates me. Is like, bro, if you're gonna say it, stand on it. Say it. Say I say it because I want to say it.
Right.
Don't say, "Well, I can say it because of this or because of this or because of this," because no, the fuck you can't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's where I kind of came to a conclusion growing up. Obviously, in thinking about games, the content game, like I had to kind of reprogram myself a little bit. It's kind of like, yeah, we might think it's normal, but it's just kind of, it comes off weird sometimes to some other people. And it's like you said, if someone were to say something to the homie like, "Hey, bro, like, can we not do that?" My homie's gonna fully respect, like, my bad, like I didn't even think about it like that. It was just like, cause we're the type to where like, if we fuck with you, we're gonna fuck with you. Like, we're gonna back you up if it comes to anything like that. If anyone like gets super crazy and disrespectful, like, nah, we got your back. So it's like, it's not that type of thing. But obviously, like you said, I guess it just
really
depends.
Just context. It's how you say everything.
Exactly.
Man. You could say the meanest shit in the world, the most rudest shit in the world, but if you say that shit with a smile on your face, somebody will accept it.
For sure.
You know.
Yeah. So cool. I'm glad we kind of got that out the way to kind of give people a bit of a perspective on all sides. So you don't fuck with Logic?
No.
I used to too though. I used to fuck with his mixtape days, but now I don't want. He's like Eminem now. I don't want to listen to him.
Nah, I don't fuck with Logic.
I'm not playing
I think
Logic or Eminem.
There might have been one song that I fucked with by Logic, and the only reason I fucked with it because it was like a sample of another song that I like. So I really like listening to the sample, but I don't fuck with Logic, not at all. And it's not because he's white. Bro's just a fucking cornball.
I was about to say he's just corny. Like everything, everything comes off as corny. Like
the same reason why I don't really fuck with Drake. It's not because he's half white either.
Okay.
Bro's just a fucking cornball.
He is corny, but he does make some bangers.
But I will tell you though, Her Loss is probably gonna be the most listened to album that I have on my phone.
He makes some bangers. I will say that.
Her Loss will be the most listened to album that I have on my phone this year.
For sure. Okay, one question, then I want to play a short game, and then we'll be out of here. You don't have to go into in depth with this. This can be a whole separate podcast. Money, skill, or relationships?
Relationships, easily.
Okay.
Absolutely easily.
Okay. You feel like you can go up with just that.
You get so much farther in life, bro. And it's funny because I have a podcast with my boy Zylo, who everybody should know. If you don't, get hip, where he talked about relationships will take you farther than money because
for sure,
even if people don't remember you like your name or whatever, they'll remember the relationship or the feeling they had with you, and they'll be more inclined.
And especially if you do good business.
Relationship 100% of the way.
Okay, cool. I want to play a little over under game. I'm just
like overrated, underrated.
Yes. I'll shoot you a handful of words or names, and you just over under. No jumper.
It's overrated.
Streaming in general. It doesn't have to be music. Okay,
underrated.
Got you. TikTok.
Underrated.
Okay.
Because TikTok is just such a monster when it comes to content creation. You know, so much that Instagram and Twitter or Instagram so underrated.
Okay.
There's so much you could do with that.
Right. Physical music.
Like CDs and shit.
Right. I mean vinyls and whatever, whatever.
I say underrated, man. They're coming back.
Thank you. Yeah,
I mean,
I think so too.
My whole livelihood is based off physicality of a dead thing, whatever.
Medium
but yeah,
of a dead. I mean,
of a dead, yeah.
It's just
industry.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
okay.
There it is. Underrated.
I already know this one. Yay.
Perfectly rated. Perfect.
Jay-Z.
He's overrated. Overrated because he's not underrated. You know?
Okay, I get what you mean. Rap groups.
Underrated.
Okay. Bearing arms.
Like keeping the Glock on you?
Keep that blicky.
This is underrated.
Okay.
I'm going to have to get one to learn how to shoot.
Right. Chakra system.
It's overrated.
Okay.
The fuck? I know all you rock bitches is mad as fucking me right now. But yeah.
Some of them are going to be listening. So
they're gonna be like, that nigga chakras are all out of line and she need to get his life together. Fuck that.
I love the chakra system. Obviously, some people go overboard with it, but I think there's some credence to it. I mean, you gotta take everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Religion.
Overrated.
Okay, got you. Elon Musk.
Overrated.
Okay.
Rated. He's just perfectly. I mean, he's a dickhead, but a lot of shit he does technology-wise is great.
But
so maybe underrated.
But you see what his family be doing?
Some weird ass shit.
Okay.
That's all weird rich people do. Nigga, if I was rich, I'd be doing some weird ass shit.
I don't know if you're gonna be doing that 100%. Type of weird shit.
And I would do some weird ass shit if I was rich, just because I could, because I had the money for it.
Nah, I don't know. I don't think you know some of the shit there.
Nah, I don't want to.
I was about to say, I don't know if you want to stand on that, because that's a little
He's
crazy.
Overrated. Fuck it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think obviously we could have gone way longer, and
I absolutely could have gone hours in this shit.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna touch back. Like I said, I'm trying not to make this interview based, guest based podcast. Right. So we're still trying to figure it out, guys. Just let us know what you guys think, and we're just gonna keep the conversations going and hopefully keep the intellectual movement going too. But that's it for today. Thank you, guys. Thank you to you,
Yeah,
Elijah.
absolutely. And look, man, Kiljoy Volume 5 is coming out very soon. Very soon. You already see who's on the cover. Jermaine is on the cover. If you're a business out there and you want to get a piece of it, you want to advertise your shit, hit me, hit him, let us know. Advertise, and we'll get your shit going, man. Listen, man, Kiljoy Magazine is the only pop culture magazine in Bakersfield. First and only. So you want to get in on this gold mine before it gets really popping, which is already really popping, but you want to get on it because this is the first and only pop culture magazine in Bakersfield. All right.
You want to kind of tell them your socials? How do they kind
of? Kiljoy Magazine, Instagram, Twitter. Kiljoy Magazine, you'll find me. I don't have a TikTok that I'll use. Email and phone number is on Instagram, Kiljoy Magazine. So just go through there, ask around. Somebody will know me. Guarantee you somebody will know me. So, again, if you're a business out there and you want more business for your business, Kiljoy Magazine is the only way to go about it. All right? Peace.
And on that note, later, y'all.